All right, so we got one trolls already in the house. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes before I get into it. Oh, it's CIA. How you doing, CIA? Oh, okay, CIA. All right, I'm doing all right. And before a troll says, "Well, emo, you're not on 1,000 subs yet. Why you talking about 1,000 and still going? It doesn't pertain to this channel. I just want to let people know that title has nothing to do with the channel." I'm just gonna wait a minute and see how many more people get in here. Yeah, it's all right now, CIA. Yeah, I know we got three people in here. I was trying to at least get five before we get into it. Oh, we got six now. There we go. So, again, I just wanted to let everybody know the title has nothing to do with the channel because I don't want somebody to say, "Well, Emo, you're not over 1,000." It has nothing to do with with the channel. But you're gonna see in a minute what it has to do with. As soon as I get it open, why wasn't I ready? Of course, I should have been ready for the live stream, and I wasn't ready. So we're gonna go over here. So, all right. So, all right, we got enough people. We can talk about it in here now. So, I've been watching this whole Karen Reed trial going on, right? Do you realize they are over 1,000 people, and they still have no jury? They're over 1,000 people and still have no jury. So I'm gonna share something with you. So hang on, because they're losing 70 to 80 people a day, and I'm not gonna play this whole thing, but now she's reading the names of all the people who are witnesses.
It is alphabetical, but it's alphabetical by first name. Aiden Kearney from Jefferson, Mass.
But like I said, I'm not gonna go through the whole list, right? I'm not gonna dox these people, even though they were being played on national television. So they go through the whole list because they're asking these jurors, do they know any of the witnesses? Another question they're asking the jurors is, do you know any of the DAs, the prosecuting team, or have you ever dealt with the Norfolk District Attorney's Office? And there's always a half a dozen that say yes. Because naturally, if you got in a speeding ticket or you got arrested from something stupid, most likely you have dealt with the prosecutors before. But let me get into today's hearing. Come on.
Tennessee. Natalie, why we
They're still through the fucking list.
once we start with the evidence is 6 to 8 weeks. We are in the process of
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks for how long the trial is going. I'm saying 10 to 12. 10 to 12 weeks is how long this trial is going to take because they're already behind. Now, to me, they said the Karen Read trial was starting on April 1st. Well, they haven't even had a jury. They start a jury selection on April 1st. So to me, the trial hasn't really started yet. Now, I had a guy on YouTube leave me a comment and say, well, the jury selection is part of the trial, Emo. Well, did we see days and days of a jury being selected on the O.J. Simpson case? Did we see days and days of a jury being selected on the Menendez brothers fucking case? Let me see what else case I can think of. There's another case going on right now in Massachusetts, which you can go to NBC Boston Channel 10 and look up the fucking doctored murdered wife trial. Go to day one. Did they start with jury selection? No, they started with opening arguments. That's when the trial starts to me, with opening arguments. It doesn't start with jury selection. So they're already behind because we were supposed to, the trial was technically supposed to start April 1st. To me, the trial does not get started until the DA gets up here and says, I'm District Attorney Alley, and I'm here to prove today that Karen Read ran over her boyfriend, and here's my opening statement. To me, that's when the trial starts. So, for the last 9 days that they had court, the last 9 court dates that they had, I've been basically restreaming the same thing because it starts with them coming in. It starts with the guy calling the case. She reads the same fucking message to the jury. She reads the same 9 times. She's read the same list of witnesses. 9 times she's asked the jury the questions. Then they write down which juries answered yes or no to the questions. Then they recess. And then the same thing has happened. I don't even want to stream anymore because you look at the last 9 videos on my Rumble channel and it's the same goddamn thing. There's no difference. The only difference is the juror numbers are getting higher and higher and higher. Now, in today's case, they were up in the fucking thousands. They were up in the fucking thousands today, and they still ain't got a jury.
Center and coming back because we want to make it to the end of the case. Requires you to find someone who's not more likely to reflect step in this case. You don't necessarily have to agree with the law.
And that's what you're instructing the jury what reasonable doubt is.
Whatsoever in this case or its outcome. Case or criminal case or as a witness or a juror, please let us know when you come up to sidebar. And if there's a blank that needs to be filled in and you didn't remember it and we catch it, we're going to ask you those questions. All right, so first question. Do any of you folks or close personal friends remember no? Or have you had any prior dealings with any of the witnesses whose names I've read?
987.
And if you just heard it on the video, it said 987, 963. So there's 2 jurors that already answered the first question, and we're still not done that. Now here's where it gets good. Here's where it gets good.
982, 1034, 1018, 1017, 103, 994.
Okay. Thank you. Do any of you folks or a close personal friend or family member?
So they asked, do any of the juries know any of the witnesses that were called. I roughly counted there was about 8 or 9 people that said yes, they know the list of the witnesses.
No. Or have you had any prior dealings with the lawyers or the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office? If so, please raise your
And
hand.
these are the people who might have got arrested for stupid shit in town that know the DA.
182.
Thank you.
And only one person responded to that.
Do any of you or a close personal friend or family member have any financial or admin, or sometimes you might think that your situation doesn't apply to the question that's been asked. So if you're sitting here now and you realize that maybe you forgot to put in your age or prior employment, or whether or not you've had experience as a defendant in a
1013. 982. 1034.
All right, we're back to the first question again.
1017.
103 994.
Okay. Thank you. Do any of you folks or a close personal friend or family member know, or have you had any prior dealings with the lawyers or the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office? If so, please raise your hand.
982.
982. See, they're almost up to 1,000 people.
Do any of you or a close personal friend or family member have any financial or other personal interest whatsoever in this case?
And usually, and so far, there hasn't been one juror who has answered that question. What that means when she says, do you have any interest in making financial gain on this case? She's asking, those are the people who might want to, oh, I was a jury on the Karen Reed trial. Now I'm going to write a bestseller and make money writing the book. That's basically that question. So again, first question, less than 10 people answered it. Do you know the DA's office? One person said yes, they've had dealings with the DA office. Maybe they got arrested. Maybe they fought a speeding ticket. Maybe they did something. And then the third question is, do you expect to get anything financially out of the case? And nobody ever answers this question. These are people that might want to write a book and turn this whole fucking nightmare into a fucking movie, right? So let's continue now.
Or its outcome.
See, not one
I see
person.
no affirmative responses. If you have seen, heard, or talked about this case, please raise your hand.
And see, have you seen, heard, or talked about this case? Please raise your hand. Now pay attention to this. This is when they lose the jurors. You're going to hear about 50 people say, yes, they've heard the case before. And they're going to call out the numbers, and it's going to go over 1,000. Listen to this.
990. 1035. 101.
Did you hear that? 990. 1035. So that means they're already over 1,000. Because isn't 1035? Isn't that 1,035? So they're already over 1,000 people, and they still have no fucking jury.
978. 976. 987. 964. 984. 1020.
And listen, the numbers just keep coming.
1034. 1013. 971. 963. 1032. 982. 1036. 993. 979. 1003.
And every time they get to this question, do you know Karen Reed? Have you watched anything with the Karen Reed trial? All you hear is numbers for about 15 minutes straight. Numbers for 15 minutes straight. And you just heard they're in the 1,000s now, and they still ain't got a goddamn jury. They're up in the 1,000s now.
Thank you.
976, 1030, 36,
See, I fast forward a bunch and it's still going.
1005, 988, 983, 960, 960,
1028,
Yeah, 1028, there's the thousands again.
1027,
1027,
1015,
1015,
992,
992,
1031,
1031. So they're in the thousands, and they still haven't got a jury, people. They're in the thousands of people. Because, like I said, I'll give you the link to go watch this. And like I said, there's 9 Kara Reed videos over on my Court TV channel on Rumble. And if you watch all 9, you'll see that all 9 are exactly the same. She says the same statement every day in court. She tells the jury what the law is and how to fucking discern beyond the reasonable doubt. She asked the jurors the same questions. They adjourned. Then you look at day 2. It's basically a carbon copy of fucking day 1. Then you watch day 3, and it's a carbon copy of 2 and 1. And day 4 is a copy of 1, 2, and 3. And you get the point of what I'm saying. It's getting to the point where I don't even want to cover the jury selection anymore because they're going on and on and on and on. So like I said, over 1,000 people. And I still ain't got a jury yet, people. Over 1,000 people. And still no jury. So I'll give everybody in the chat the link to my Court TV channel. So you guys can go check it out. There it is. That was today's video. And go fast forward to the end when she's asking all the questions. And you'll see they're up in the 900s and the thousands now. And they still don't have a jury. They don't have a jury, people. They still do not have a jury. Now, last week, NBC 10 in Boston says, oh, well, the trial is suspected to start on April 15th. And I fucking lost it. Because I heard that like last Friday in the video. And I fucking lost it because I got to do one of those all day fucking events at the fucking cancer hospital. Yeah, I gotta go have the fucking blood work. Then they gotta scan me, without dye. Then I gotta wait an hour plus for the dye to go in my body. Then they gotta scan me again to see the difference from the skin without the dye to the, they call it contrast. I call it dye. But the radioactive stuff that makes you feel warm when they give it to you. So then I gotta wait a few, and then I gotta sit down there and wait for about 3 hours, and then see the damn doctor, which means I won't be leaving that hospital until about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, and it's in the city, which is, oh God, now I gotta deal with rush hour traffic on the goddamn Trueway to get fucking home. So when they said last week NBC leaked it out, oh, they're on schedule. They're supposed to start opening arguments on Tuesday. I got fucking livid. Because I'm like, I hope they don't start. So here I am thinking the trial's going to start tomorrow, and I'm going to miss the whole day of opening arguments because I got to go to this cancer thing all fucking day long. And then I played today's court hearing, and they ain't even got a jury yet. So guess what? Opening arguments ain't happening tomorrow, people, because they ain't even got a jury yet. 1,000+ people, and it's still going. Still going. So, but like I said, I gave everybody the link to the court channel over there. Go check it out. I'm also streaming the case on my Roku channel as well. So, yeah. I just figured I'd come up and update you and let you know they're going over 1,000 people, and they still do not have a jury, people. They just they don't have a jury. So let me ask you this. Because I know the answer is no. Let's say we get to now it's the first week in July. We'll just say hypothetically. I'm not making no predictions here. Let's say we fast forward to 10 or 12 weeks for them to do this case. Now we're in July. Let's say we're in July. And it comes back, we the jury find that we are unable to reach a verdict, Your Honor. And and let's say for hypothetically, they declare it a mistrial again. How the fuck are they gonna find a jury the third time? Because it's taken them over 1,000 people to find a jury for the second trial. So, in my opinion, the people in Massachusetts would be an idiot to try it a third time. If this case that's going on right now becomes a hung jury, I'm just saying hypothetically, because it's taken them over 1,000 fucking people, and they still ain't got a jury, people. So what if they find that it's a mistrial again? They're losing about 75 to 80+ jurors a day, because they're bringing them in at a couple hundred. They're bringing them in in banks, you know. So maybe it might be 0 to 100 the first day, 0 to 200 the next day. I mean, excuse me. You know, I said that wrong. Maybe they're bringing 0 to 1,000 in on the first day, 1,000 to 2,000 on the second day. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting the numbers mixed up, but you know what I mean. So they're bringing in 1 to 200 jurors in there a day, and they're at least and the news has been reporting this. They've been losing over 80+ jurors a day. 80+. Because they asked that question, do you know Karen Read? Have you watched the video on Karen Read? And for about 15 minutes, in that video I just posted there, for about 15 minutes, all you hear is the bailiffs yelling out numbers. So like 15 minutes straight. So I'm going to tell you, all I can say in my honest to God opinion, Massachusetts better get it right this time on the second case, because if it's taken over 1,000 people, and you still have no jury on the second case, you ain't got a snowball's chance in hell of trying her a third time. Because instead of losing 80 people a day in the jury, you'll be losing a couple of hundred a day. So that's what's going on with the Karen Reed case. Now you guys have the channel where all the Karen Reed videos are. There's also a judge on there that you might want to check out, Judge Fleischer or Fleisch. I can't pronounce his name right, but he's a judge in Houston. I really like the guy. So if you go on that Court TV page, my Court TV page, you will see there are about 6 or 7 4-hour videos of Judge Fleischer's fucking arraignment cases. So you can go check them out. There are a couple channels on YouTube. What they do is they're like the Drama Dome. You know how the Drama Dome was riding Emo's ass and, you know, taking fucking Emo's clips and stealing Emo's content and shit like that. Remember when the Drama Dome was doing that to me? Well, Judge Fleischer really gets pissed off when people drink and drive. That's his number one pet peeve. So one of these court drama channels on YouTube took one of his, a little, you know, short video, like a 3-minute video of one of his court proceedings. And this judge went viral on the internet. Just because of how nasty he got with a drunk driver. So that's how I found him. Okay, that's how I found him. And then even for a while, the judge had his own YouTube channel. But then he said the YouTube channel got too big. It was too much stress. He couldn't handle doing court. And running a YouTube channel. He couldn't do it because his channel exploded. I mean, he had a... So now he tells people, go to his courtroom on Zoom. If you fucking snipe it, snip it, restream it, do whatever the fuck you want with it, but he just doesn't want to do it anymore. He said it grew too big for him. There was too many trolls. You know, other court judges in the courthouse were bitching that he was so popular and they weren't. So there was a jealousy thing going on, and he was always trying, you know, and because he's got a lot of dead air between cases, and he was trying to edit. He would go home. He would spend 8 hours in the courtroom, go home, and edit out all the dead spots, where there was nobody talking, where there was no. And he said the editing, the trolls, the comments, how the channel almost grew to 100,000 people. He just went and couldn't handle YouTube fame, so he quit the channel. So now I'm doing it. Now I'm restreaming them. Because that's what he said. Anybody that wants to restream his court proceedings, go for it. But he didn't want to do the YouTube shit anymore. He got too popular. He got too fucking big. So he don't want to do it anymore. So go over there and watch. And there's too many people, you know, clipping them and streaming them on YouTube. That's why I don't do it on YouTube. Because there's like 18 channels that do what I've been doing, restreaming his fucking court cases and then chopping them up. You know, making drama videos out of them. You know, giving them a little spin. And, you know, I just do it because I like the guy. I think the judge is really, really cool. I think he's entertaining and funny, but... And like Mike, he was at chemotherapy all day today, so he didn't even see the judge's courtroom. Now with me restreaming it, I'm restreaming his courtroom. Me and Mike can rewatch the fucking today's proceeding, because Zoom has no way of, doesn't do video on demand, does it? Now, Lane Myers, we'll end with Lane Myers. I don't know what the fuck happened with Lane Myers, but like I said, I tuned in on the 4th. I tried to listen to his courtroom case. I heard nothing. And nobody on YouTube streamed the Lane Myers case. So I don't know what happened to him on the 4th. I have no fucking clue. Because nobody streamed the fucking thing. All of a sudden you had Foshin, this is a public service. He was posting all of Lane's jail calls, and then that stopped. He was posting all of Lane Myers' court hearings, and then that stopped. And I'm looking, and I even emailed several people who live out there. What happened? Did anything happen? And nobody returned my fucking emails. I emailed the reluctant prophet. I emailed this is a public service and got no answer. I emailed Tuck the police suck and got no fucking answer. It's like everybody was covering the Lane Myers case, and all of a sudden, everybody dropped the ball. So I don't know what happened to him on Friday, because and yes, I was going to stream the Lane Myers case on my fucking court channel on Rumble, but I never heard it. I had the button ready to go live, and I'm listening to the 2 courtrooms that he's been in previously. I even searched his name in the courthouse, and it told me to go to this particular courtroom number. I went to that fucking courtroom number, and I had the fucking live stream of the court on all fucking day. Never heard the Lane Myers trial. Now, supposedly, he's having another hearing tomorrow. I wish somebody, for the love of God, would record tomorrow's hearing, because, again, I got to be jerking off all day tomorrow at a fucking hospital. So, again, I'm going to miss his fucking pre-trial tomorrow. But if they stream his fucking trial on the internet, it's going to be on my fucking Rumble page. But I don't know why Foshin quit. I sent an email to the reluctant prophet. He ignored me. And I was even nice when I sent it. And that's what I mean. It pisses me off when you email people and they don't get back to you. That just burns my asshole. You know? And I'll read it to you in closing of this video. And this was sent out to a public service, and it was sent out to fucking the reluctant prophet, who's also in Arizona. Hi, what happened to Lane Myers' court on Friday? I went to the court's website and searched Lane Myers' name. And it said there was a court proceeding to start at 1:30 Arizona time. And courtroom number 378. Well, that's the one I had open all day. 378. The other room that he's been in a lot of times is 678. So not only did I have 378 going in one browser, but I had 678 open in another browser. I had the courtroom open for almost 5 hours and didn't hear a thing. Did anybody on YouTube stream this court proceeding? Because I'd like to know. I literally sat there from 1 p.m. Arizona time to 5 p.m. Arizona time and heard nothing. So did they stream the hearing or not? Or did they keep it offline? Because as I stated before, I heard nothing. And then I asked him when his next court date was. just to see if he would answer me. In the same, I said, and can you tell me when this next hearing is so I can try to tune in again? I really wanted to hear his arraignment, but I missed it because I didn't hear nothing. Tuned in to courtrooms 378 and 678. I even went to your channel. This is a public service, and you were not streaming it either. Tuck Police Suck was not live and streaming from the courthouse either. What can somebody? No swear words in it. No fucking links. No fucking nothing. Because sometimes if you send an email to somebody with links in it, it gets flagged as spam. Sent them a message and got no answer. Got the Google. Thank you for wasting your time, email. That's what I got. So I don't know what the fuck happened to Lane Myers' last court hearing because obviously nobody on YouTube has got it. Nobody recorded the fucking thing. So I can't bring you to the Lane Myers channel on the Court TV channel if nobody fucking answers me when I send people an email. That pisses me off. I send people, and then the other day, it was another guy who made a video about the Karen Read trial, and I wanted to have permission to play his video on my Court TV page, and I said I wanted to share it because he did a good job making the Karen Read video, and I wrote that guy an email again, got jerked off again. I love when people have their fucking email addresses on their fucking channel, and then they can't even fucking email you back. I just... So that's what the stream was about today. Over 1,000 people, and they still have no jury in the Karen Read trial. So all I'm going to say is they better get it right this time because I don't think they're going to get a jury a third time. They're barely going to get a jury now. So I will not be streaming the Karen Read case tomorrow because I got to be jerking off all day at a cancer hospital, doing my fucking scanning, my blood work, and seeing the damn doctor. I just don't like it because I'll be literally at that. You remember Dolly Parton? I don't know, some of you younger trolls may not remember it, but there's a fucking song back in the day. It was by Dolly Parton. And I hate when I gotta go to the cancer center and do all these tests and things. But it's to see if the cancer's moving, to see if anything's changing. And Dolly Parton had a song working 925 da 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 da. Well, every time they do that, I'm literally there from 9 in the morning at this hospital to 5 o'clock at night. It's a long fucking burn day. And like I said, because they scan you, you gotta wait an hour. Sometimes an hour to an hour and a half. Then they put the contrast in you, and then they scan you again. So most of the time you're down there, it's sit around and jerk around. That's what most of it is. You're pretty much doing nothing for hours. Well, me and Mike have a way of doing that. We have a way of dealing with that. We bring this. This is my Paw Patrol Chromebook. This will go with us tomorrow. Which is a good thing I just checked it because it's dead. And then I have DirecTV stream. Oh, no, it's coming alive. I have DirecTV stream. Let me get in here. Oh, come on. That is the right fucking password, you idiot. No, I just did that wrong. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you this in a minute. Are we connected to the internet? Oh, I keep forgetting this is not a touchscreen. Only thing I don't like about this tablet, people, it's not a touchscreen. Yep, low battery, of course. So I turn it on, which I can't do because it's dying. I'll turn it on. I'll get it on Google. I'll get it on Google and I'll go to DirecTV streaming.com and I'll watch like fucking The Paw Patrol or fucking or I'll watch some of the Jerry Springers that are fucking I just signed out when I didn't mean to sign out. All right, I'll have to get my user ID again. Damn it. I signed out when I shouldn't have. I'm not going to sign into it again, but right now, because it's dead. No, I don't want that. What am I on now? Okay. Oh no, I can't use that because I don't have that anymore. But you get the gist. I'll turn on the I'll turn on the Chromebook. Oh, and even in the Chromebook when I go down there all day tomorrow, I even have StreamYards in here. Look at this. StreamYards is in here. So I can even do a panel because I have StreamYards in there. So, but yep, good thing I opened that because she's almost dead. So I'm gonna get off of here and charge that because it takes a while. It's a Chromebook, but I like it. Over 1,000 people. I actually got two of them. I actually got two Chromebooks. This one I bought in when did I buy this one? I bought this one in I don't remember. But this was like a $400 one. made by Samsung. Samsung, $400. Because when I was still living in Kimball Avenue, I bought this one. But this one's a piece of shit. This one I will tell you not to buy. It's a piece of shit. This one right here, do not buy this one. This is one of those RCA tablets. Do not buy one of these. They're about 80 fucking bucks at Walmart. They're slow as fucking fuck. You can't stream anything on them. They're very fucking laggy, distorted. I bought this one because I wanted to be able to, when I wasn't feeling good, I wanted to be able to go in the bedroom on Kimball Avenue and fucking do panels off of the Chromebook. That's what I wanted to do. And this fucking Chromebook was so fucking slow, it won't even run StreamYards. So then I went to work in 2021. Yeah, it was during the carnival season of 2021. And I happened to walk in BJ's and I seen this one. This one does about 20 times more than this one can do. So that's what, you know, the old adage, James, you get what you fucking pay for. You buy cheap, it's a piece of shit. You buy a $300 one, and it does everything you want to do with it. That's the fucking difference. So I shouldn't have bought this one. This one was a waste of money. And yes, and if you look, I decked them out both the same. Look at this. I decked them out both the same. Notice how they have the stickers in the exact same place. Because I designed them the same way. That's how I wanted them. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. So if you want to watch the shit that I've been streaming about Karen Read, I'll give you the link one more time. So you can go to the Justin's Court TV channel. That's what I named it. Justin's Court TV on Rumble. I'll give you the link one more time. This is today's hearing. I wouldn't go watch all 9 because all 9 are basically the same fucking thing. There is no difference between day 1 and day number 9. It's pretty much the same thing. Well, the only difference that you'll see is the juror numbers in today's is up in the thousands now. When the first day it was a lower number. Okay, so that's pretty much the only thing that's changed in 9 days of streaming Karen Read. It's the same opening statement. She'll say, "Oh, will the prosecutor introduce themselves to the jury?" So the 2 prosecutors stand up and they fucking stand up and they introduce themselves, and then Karen Read's attorneys get up and stand up and introduce themselves. Then she goes over what reasonable beyond a reasonable doubt is. And then she asks the jurors, "Do you intend to make money off of this case? Do you know any of the witnesses in this case? Have you ever dealt with the district attorney before? Have you seen or watched or do you know Karen Read?" And then, of course, the 5th question she always asks, "Do any of you right now have a biased opinion against Karen Read?" That's the last question. And then she says, okay, we will now get on with our jury selection and we will adjourn the live coverage for today. And then the court ends. It's the same 40 fucking minutes over again. 9 fucking times. That's what the Karen Read trial has been so far. So you can go over there and watch it if you want to, but I'm just going to tell you you're going to be wasting your time because all 9 videos are exactly the same. It's like watching 6 Gotti movies over and over and over again. You all know what happens at the end of each Gotti movie. They all get arrested. He goes to jail for life. You know what I'm saying? Each day the story might not be told the same thing, but in the end, John Gotti goes to jail, and all 6 or 7 movies that are made about John Gotti. That's what's been going on for the last 9 days. Same opening statement, same question, same everything, same adjournment. Each day is about 34 to 45 minutes long every fucking day. I wasn't even going to cover the jury selection, but I figured if I don't cover the jury selection, then people are going to say, well, you ain't got the whole thing, Emo. So I've been putting myself through that every fucking morning, listening to the same fucking thing over and over and over and over for 9 fucking days, and I still haven't got a jury. Over 1,000 fucking people. Massachusetts, you better get it right because you're not going to find a jury a 3rd time. I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to find a jury a 3rd time. So she either better get acquitted or whatever. And there's a certain date that's coming up on Saturday, but I'm not celebrating it this year because I don't have the money to celebrate it this year. So don't even waste your time saying it in the chat because I'll probably ban you if you do because I'm not in the mood for it. Not in the mood for it. If you know, you know. It's exactly next Saturday, the day before fucking Easter. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But again, I'm not really doing anything because I ain't got the money to do anything. So I'm not even going to. And I'm too fucking old now to celebrate it. I'm not in the fucking mood to celebrate it anymore. I'm just not in the fucking mood. I'm not feeling it this year. I'm not in the fucking mood. Me and Mike are going to have a little, we'll probably eat in the cafeteria at the hospital tomorrow. We'll get something, and that'll be my fucking birthday dinner, kind of. So, but I'm not celebrating the fucking thing. I'm not doing it this year. Nope. Because I'm going to be as old as how many cards are supposed to be in a playing deck of cards, okay? If you want to know how old I am right now, until I get to that date, the Statler brothers had a song playing solitaire with a deck of 51, watching Captain Kangaroo on TV. Don't tell me, ain't nothing to do. Okay, well, the deck of cards that they say in that song is my age now. what a full deck of cards is what I'm going to be on Saturday. And I'm not in the mood for it. I'm not fucking in the mood for it. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want it. Why can't I just be younger than that? Can we take the Mike, is there a way that I can take the numbers of Saturday and reverse them? Can we make it a 25 instead of the other way? I don't want to. I would love to be able to take the numbers and reverse it and have a 25 again. Oh yeah. So that's a great big ball of wax. If you're not free, you're simply not free. So again, I didn't want people to see this and say, "Oh, when's he talking about subscribers? He's over at that." No, I'm not even close to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. But I wanted to be clear on that it had nothing to do with the title. Okay, so if you thought it was, something to do with the channel, it's not. Over 1,000 people and still going. No jury yet. So when it happens, I'll be covering it. I just can't cover it tomorrow because I'll be gone all day tomorrow. I'm dealing with other bullshit. But if somebody could tape that Lane Myers trial for me tomorrow and send it to me so I can put it up on the court TV channel, I'll even put the fucking person's name in the fucking title who records it and sends it to me. So if it's Maggot Dome, I'll put Maggot. I'll give him advertisement because he gave me the fucking hearing. Because I can't tape it tomorrow. And I think Foshin was riding the wave. He was covering everything. And now all of a sudden he's not covering the court case anymore. I think Lane became pussy whipped a little bit because he kept saying, "Oh, I'm not giving up my First Amendment rights. I'm still gonna stream I'm still gonna call up this is a public services channel, and I'm still gonna have him stream my calls to the jail." And this happened a couple of weeks ago. And he was all pissed about this and pissed about that, and he was getting angry. He was getting angry with the court, and he was telling the judge off and telling this one off. And the judge says, "If you can't behave, Mr. Myers, I'm gonna have to say that you can't represent yourself in the court because you don't know when to fucking shut up." It was the hearing before the fucking 4th of April that I wanted. Okay, it was that hearing that even the judge told him that he was getting ready to be in contempt because of the way he was. He was like an emo spurging out on that hearing. Then a couple of days later, they have another court hearing, and he's like, "Well, I decided I don't want to stream my phone calls anymore. This, that, and there." But, he didn't sound like the same Lane Myers. He gave in to the bitch and stopped streaming his fucking phone calls. And then Foshin, a.k.a. This is a public service, stopped streaming everything. Stopped streaming the fucking courthouse. Stopped streaming everything. And I haven't even seen a Foshin video in about coming up on 2 weeks now. And then, at the last hearing that I heard, not only was he a lot more calmed down, and he was basically kissing ass in the next hearing, he says, "So we're gonna have another hearing on the 4th." He says, "Yeah, we're gonna have another hearing on the 4th." And then he says, well, what if the state offers a plea deal? What if the state offers a fucking plea deal? And then he says, well, we'll come back on the 4th of April and we'll discuss it. We'll come back on the 4th of April and we'll discuss a plea deal if the DA offers you one. And then the judge says to Lane Myers, would you consider taking a plea deal? And he says, well, depending on what the deal said, I might. And that's when I came on that Friday night. And then a couple days later, he wasn't on April 4th. Heard no court case. And if you notice, on April 4th, I came on YouTube and fucking lost it. Because I'm like, so there was even talk about him taking a fucking deal. Lane, if you take a fucking deal, bro, I'll never fucking respect you again as long as you live, motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, you better not be stupid and take a plea deal. So I was going to put the Lane Myers trial out there, but the last hearing wasn't covered. He's got another hearing tomorrow, and I'm going to be jerking off at a doctor's office all day tomorrow instead of listening to Lane Myers in court. I can't wait to get past this fucking 15th. You know what happened? I had one doctor call me because I get migraines all the time. I had one doctor call me. She wanted to make the appointment on the 15th. Mike had another doctor call him, wanted to make him an appointment on the 15th. Then I heard rumors that opening arguments were supposed to start on April 15th. Then I'm following the whole Lane Myers thing. And then they talk about Lane Myers having a hearing on the 15th. And I was beginning to explode. I was like, how much shit can you put on April 15th? How much shit can you jam into that one fucking day? So I got a ton of shit going on tomorrow. So I can't wait until we get to the goddamn 16th. Thank you, please. Lord Jesus. Yeah. But why does everybody have to do the 15th? It's like everybody's deliberately picking that day to do stuff on the 15th because they know Emo cannot be here at home and streaming shit. It's like everybody is planning shit on the 15th. Now, I'll give you another fucking good one. I like a storm chaser by the name of Connor. I really like him. He's really cool. Maybe even have a little weed crust on the storm chaser. You heard this before. From a week ago Saturday, right? Not this past Saturday, but a week ago Saturday. You had 8 fucking straight nights of tornadoes in the tornado alley section of the United States. 8 days in a row, Reed Timmer was live. 8 days in a row, Connor was live. 8 days in a row, Brandon was live. 8 days in a row, Corey was live chasing tornadoes. 8 days in a row, Max Philosophy was. Then we got to last Sunday, a week ago Sunday. And the pattern that was causing all these 8 days of tornadoes, right, dissipated. So these guys have not been on since last Sunday. The storm chasers have not been live since last Sunday. But guess what? Because I'm a member of Connor's channel, guess what I happened to get today? An email saying that there's a high potential tornado outbreak risk. And I'm like, good. I like watching tornado videos. But guess which day it is? The fucking 15th. Tomorrow, the 15th again. You're killing me. Why does everybody want to put everything on the 15th? Come on. Stop it. I'm having the week from hell, people. You know how you always say you have hell week in college and shit? This is my hell week. So of course there's going to be a tornado outbreak tomorrow. Of course. When I'm not here. When I'm not fucking here to watch it. If you go look at one of my short videos, it's called Multitasking at its Finest. And I showed you when I had these 2 monitors filled up with 8 storm chasers. Because I can't just watch Connor. No, I got to have a little window. I have a little window with Connor in it. Then I have a little window with Reed Timmer in it. Then I have a little window with Corey in it. Then I have a little window with Brandon in it. Then I have another window open with Jordan in it. Kind of, the only other way I can fucking explain it is back in the day when the Denver crew was hot and heavy and they were all protesting and Friends in Code would go live. Well, there was other people that did this. I'm just saying Friends in Code was one of them. And let's say you had like six or seven fucking people in the Denver crew and they were protesting and they were doing something. All of a sudden you would see Friends in Code come on and you would see a live stream with all 6 of the Denver crew's live stream going on, and you'd be restreaming all 6 of them at once. Remember when people used to do that with the online community? I even did that a couple of times, made a couple of backup videos. Well, that's the way I do it with the storm chasers. I'll put like 7 or 8 windows on that fucking on that TV, and I'll just tune in. So the last 7 days I've been sitting here waiting for them to go live, waiting for another tornado, waiting for another tornado action. And again, it ain't happening. When is the tornado supposed to start? Tomorrow again. Oh, great. How nice. The one day that I can't be here. Naturally. Beautiful. Love it. I don't know. The 15th is being a bad day. Yep, it's a bad day. But anyways, I wasn't really paying attention to the chat. I'm not trying to ignore everybody. I'm just rambling as usual because I got nothing better to do. But if you notice, I changed this because, yeah, I had to buy this. This cost me $11 at the beginning of the month because I couldn't stand it anymore. I had a tabletop stand. When I brought the tabletop stand, it made the fucking mic this high off the desk. and then it was in, and then it's got that big round fucking base on it. It's in the way. And then if you look at the fucking DJ Emo Hollywood video, the last one I did, I'm trying to do a Friday night show, and I'm holding this fucking mic the whole night. I was like, hell no, this is... So the gooseneck and the bass is about $12 on Amazon. I ordered that at the beginning of the month because I don't want to have to hold this fucking thing anymore. And then when I get rambunctious and loud, I can go like this. What, cocksucker motherfucker? It's it's not directly into the mic. It shouldn't be fucking overdriven. Then I can put... Yeah, this gooseneck screws into another plate. But if you notice, I didn't make the base tight. I could have screwed the base on and made it tight, but I wanted to be able to move it, you know? Because when I'm not live streaming this shit, I want to be able to take this and go like this and get it out of my way. That's what I want to be able to do with it. So I left it like one thread loose so I could, you know, spin it around and move the damn thing. That's basically what I did. Because, you know, I got tired of holding the goddamn microphone. I literally got tired of holding the fucking thing. I'm just so tired of it. Oh, Desert Goat is in there. I see everybody. But yeah. CIA hole was here. Yeah, I heard about Tank Boy. I heard about, this one right here, going over the comments real quick before I leave. I heard about Tank Boy. I really did. You hear Mike over there? That's what... Yeah. Guess what that is, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard my cough in the background. His last test didn't go too well, people. They recently did a body scan on him, and they said his cancer in his abdominal area is so fucking, spread and all over the place that he'll never get rid of the colostomy bag. Never get rid of it. They told him he's surgery is off the table. They can't do anything with it. Surgery is off the table. Also, they found out on his last scan that he has a big tumor in his fucking lungs from years and years and years of smoking. So I don't know which one's going to kill Mike first. If it's going to be the fucking cancer in his intestines, or if it's going to be the fucking lung, the lung cancer. Now, Mike hasn't seen his niece in about 3 or 4 years since we moved out of Maine. She is getting on a plane and coming to where we are because she wants to. She's insisting on coming down here in June. I really don't want to do it, but she's like, you have to do it. This has to be done. This has to be fucking dealt with. And the main reason why she's coming down is to arrange certain proceedings to be done. If you get where I'm going with that. That's the main reason why she's coming down. And she's not coming down for Maine driving. She's literally getting on a plane and coming here just to do that shit that I don't even want to think of right now. Because like I said, with being demonetized and not having any money right now, if he was to go right this minute, I'd be fucked. Because there's no life insurance. There's no fucking... he doesn't have any money. Doesn't have any inheritance. So where the fuck am I going to pay for the cremation?
the funeral, all that shit, because his mother and niece, they want a funeral. And see, here's the thing that I wish I would have been smart of, and I didn't, or I wish I could have stayed monetized, because a couple of years ago when I looked at life insurance policies, they wanted like $80 a month for Mike's age. Well, I was making like $100 on YouTube. If I was still monetized, I could have got my insurance on Mike. But here's the problem right now. If you go to Colonial Penn or Globe Life and you try to take out an insurance policy right now, you have to live 3 more years from the time that you take out the insurance policy to be able to collect. And if he dies before the insurance policy matures, you get shit. So in other words, I could start buying them, and I could start buying and getting life insurance now to take care of his fucking shit. You know, paying $80 to $100 a month, putting that fucking shit away. But the thing is, what happens if he doesn't live a full 3 years for that insurance to come up to term? So that's where we are now. It's too late. I should. When you first came down with the cancer in 2022, we should have found a way to get you insurance, because you would have been in your 3rd year now. It's too late to do it now. Yeah, look at the fine print on the Colonial Penn and Globe Life fucking life insurance. When you take out a policy, you gotta live. So if I took one out on myself today, I would have to live 3 years from today before I could collect. If I die in the middle of it, you get shit. So that's how that shit's a racket, people. If I croak right now, there's not one dime for me either. Not one goddamn dime. So now his niece and possibly Mike's mother, if Mike's 80-something-year-old mother is possibly flying down with his niece. What is she, 85, 86? So I gotta have that little meeting in June that I'm not looking forward to. Where to get him cremated. Have them look at the urns and say, Mike, what jar do you want to be in, and all this. I'm going through hell this year. 2025 has not been good for emo. It's not good. It's not fucking good. So Mike is in his exit lane. He's already gotten off the expressway and he's started down the fucking exit lane. I say that because that's how Monograph refers to people. You lived it so long and then you go off your exit lane. He's already started the exit lane. Which brings me to another subject. Some of you who may or may not have noticed that Monograph is not streaming like he used to. He made a video 6 weeks ago saying that he's working on a project called City in the Suitcase, and he raised $1,000 because this invention that Monograph wants to make called City in a Suitcase, he wants to make it before he goes. And he was talking about that he's in his exit lane, because if you notice, Monograph hasn't been streaming much lately. And he's not, and people keep asking asking him, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And he won't tell his people. He's keeping it private. Now, you know, emo gets notions. Emo gets premonitions. Guess what I think it is? I think it starts with a C and rhymes with answer. That's what I think Monograph has got. Okay? And I don't want to fucking talk about that too much because he's one of those guys. He's a master doxer. He's a master hacker, and I don't want to fucking piss him off. But I think Monograph is also on his way out because he's hardly doing any live streams anymore. He raised 6 weeks ago on his channel. He raised $1,000 for his City in a Suitcase project, and he built the prototype, and it failed. But he said he wasn't going to give up. He's going to continue to try to tweak it and see if he can, because he wants to get his invention out there before he goes. So just 6 weeks ago on the Monograph channel, there's a video where he says, I'm not doing too good. And I want to get this invention out that I'm working on before I go. So, and that made me fucking upset that that Monograph is going too. He's not doing that. So, if you're wondering where he's been and why he ain't streaming 10 times a week like he used to, that's why. He's not doing good either. All right, back to the comments. Yeah, Tank Boy and fucking Grampy Lobster and Snowflake. Yeah. Yeah, Tank Boy was a supporter of fucking Gary Snowflake a little bit too much. The only thing I will say, the only thing I don't feel good, there's only one thing that I will admit that happened with Tank Boy, and I've been wanting to get back to this comment, is he got really fucked over by a girl named Golden Eyes. Just like Emo got really fucked over by a girl named Golden Eyes. So other than that, me and Tank Boy had nothing in common. We weren't friends. I didn't support his channel. He didn't support mine. He even went on. I even searched Tank Boy. He went up on Twitter, which is now known as X. Oh, you get rid of, and he was on YouTube's X or Twitter, and he says, "Oh, you deleted Gary Snowflake, but you allow a racist to stay on." So he was advocating to get my channel thrown off of YouTube. So me and Tank Boy, we were never friends. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. The only thing that me and Tank Boy had in common is we were both screwed over and fucked over by Golden Eyes. Golden Eyes fucked us both. She lied and said, "Oh, I was in a relationship with Tank Boy and he was abusive and controlling and this, that, and the other thing." And she left Tank Boy's channel and she exposed him and made Tank Boy into a piece of shit. And then what did she do a few months later? She turned Emo into a piece of shit. Didn't you, Golden Eyes? Didn't you turn Emo into a fucking piece of shit? You worthless fucking cunt. So that's the only thing we had in common. We were both fucked by Golden Eyes. Okay, I don't know what that one is, but I'll just show it. I tried to read it. It's in. All right. That's no. This was not intended to be a rage stream. I was just bullshitting. There's my core TV stream. Pause the video. Copy the link if you want. You can go check it out over there. Another guy says, good morning. Anyone seen Trump Tower? Does he still come around? I don't know. I have no idea. Big. I have no idea if he comes around or it doesn't come around. All right. This one said that they were watching. Glad they were watching. They haven't asked you to quit. Yeah, I know I gotta quit smoking too. So there's that comment. I know Abe was in here. I'm getting to you, Abe. I haven't annoyed you yet. Oh, it's funny that somebody said that. Yes. It's funny that somebody asked that question. JC, I'm glad you asked that question, bro. Yeah, because not only is it my birthday, but there's also a day of protest at the park again. Uh-huh. It will be my third protest this year because I went to a transgender one a couple of weeks ago on a Monday. And then a week ago Saturday, there was the Democrats hands off one. Yeah, it was put out by the Democrats, but I went there and I didn't start fights with nobody. Yeah, I mean, I voted for Donald Trump, but I went there because Donald Trump is doing a lot of things that I don't agree with. He's fucking with the transsexuals. He's fucking with Social Security. He's fucking with other shit that you shouldn't be fucking with. So, and I was filming it for the community television station. So I went down there with a camera. And I, like the press is supposed to. The real true meaning of a press is this, they go to things like that and they're supposed to be unbiased. So I filmed for 4 or 5 because I didn't know about the protest. I found out about it at the tail end of it, this hands-off protest. So I went over there and I got, 10 or 15 minutes of video. I didn't really interview anybody. I just, I mainly went there to show those people that, I supported their right to protest. I later found out that it was a Democrat protest, but I was like, okay. Because when you want to be the press and you want to run and you run a community internet channel, you want to be impartial. I wanted to cover both sides. So the Democrats had that hands-off thing. Okay. They were hosting it. Just like if the Republican one was to do one, I'd go over to the Republican side. See, when I go film shit like that in town, I keep my opinions to myself. I try to be impartial because if the Democrats are having a protest one day and the Republicans are having a demonstration the next, I'll go to both demonstrations and I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my opinions shut. I'll be unbiased, unopinionated, and I'll cover both events in town, film both events in town, and let both sides equally now get their chance to protest in a egress, or however that word is, aggress the government. Okay, that. So yes, and yes, there is another protest on Saturday in the park on my birthday. So guess where emo is going to be? In the park on my birthday, protesting again, and it'll be my third protest that I'm going to this year. It'll be my third one. Yep, my third one. I would have stayed at Saturday's one, but I had to get the truck inspected. And unbeknownst to me, when I went last Saturday to get my truck inspected, it didn't pass. But it passed 2 days later, okay? Now everybody's going to say, well, if you took it on a Saturday, how did it pass 2 days later? Well, you see, last November when I was on the road, and I was in Pennsylvania, and the people I was working for said, well, are you going to go to the show in West Virginia? I said, all right, I'll do the show in West Virginia. After that, I got to go home for a week because I got shit to do. So we left the big fairgrounds. CIA kind of guessed what fairgrounds I was. So we were packing up to leave that fairground, and all of a sudden I hear my left front wheel bearing, because about eight or 9 months before, the right one went bad. And they say, you always should replace that shit in pairs because the other one's going to go. So I'm walking around the fairground, and we're tearing down the food joint, and Mike comes up to see how because Mike, that is didn't do tear down or set up. He comes into the fairground to see how we're doing on taking the joint down, and I hear the left front wheel going, making a chirping sound. And I'm like, okay, that other wheel bearing is bad. This is not good. So I babied it from Pennsylvania all the way to West Virginia with a fucking wheel bearing chirping. And I have a friend of mine in town change it. He did it in his own yard. He changed the wheel bearing for me. Did it in his own yard. Now this is November now. So last Saturday, I leave the protest early. I go to get the truck inspected. The truck wouldn't pass. Guess why it wouldn't pass? The guy says, you gotta take a look at this. He says, I can't pass that. Your fucking left wheel bearing is no good. I'm like, we just replaced that in November. And the receipts of buying it are still in the glove box. He says, well, you might want to go to that auto parts place and see if they have a warranty. So, on a week ago Sunday, my friend changed the wheel bearing again. Because there is a thing called buying bad parts. Every once in a while, you'll go to I'll say Napa, and you'll buy an alternator, and the alternator will last you a couple months and blow again. It's because there was something wrong with it. It just slowly took it. So I had to replace I have the left wheel bearing replaced again. So I brought it back to the same garage. I lifted it up, and they wiggled the wheel. And they said, yeah, oh, that's a lot tighter now. We can tell you changed it. Sticker, bang, put it on the window. Out the fucking door I went. But it pissed me off that I had to do that on Saturday, and I couldn't stay at the protest longer. I only made it to the protest for like 10 minutes. because one, I didn't know what was going on a week ago Saturday, and two, I had an appointment to get the car inspected. So, but luckily for me, the wheelbarrow was under warranty, so we just changed and exchanged it. But yeah, people do that all the time. You go to an auto parts place and you buy parts, and the part will be defective, and like 4 or 5 months later, you're changing it again. So, but yeah, so I'm going to a protest Saturday, this coming Saturday on my birthday. Again, and it'll be my third one. My third protest. All right. Yeah. Oh, you're never too old to celebrate 420. I got some of that too. Yep, I got it. I have it. I sure do. I knew that kidney stone surgery was going to be a pain in the ass. I knew the kidney stone surgery was going to hurt, and I knew it was painful. So I went to the dispensary and I bought some of that stuff. Yes, I did. And I smoked a little bit during around my surgery. I haven't had any in like a couple of weeks, but I do have it on hand for when I get in pain. But I don't smoke that regularly. I mean, you got some guys on YouTube that fucking smoke it, but I don't smoke it regularly. But I do have some in the house, by the way. Yeah, 420 is Easter. My birthday is actually the day before that. So anyway, Abe says, so anyways, Desert Goat said hi. Eric says hi. Yeah, I'm not even going to. The one under Abe, I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. All right, what else do I see in there? All right. Well, I heard the Tank Boy died. That's what I heard. I know he says he's still around, but I don't know. You hear rumors on YouTube. You can't go by everything you hear on YouTube. All right, that's a great big ball of wax. I'm pretty much caught on the everything I saw. Everybody in the chat. I tried to, anyways. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I know sometimes I get on and on and on and ramble, but I don't. This is why I don't do too many live streams, because I really don't have anything exciting going on. Yep, see. That's what I mean. See, this one says he's still around. This one says he's gone. Now, why should I do that, Eric? I'll check it out if you say I should. I'll check it out. Yeah. Oh, is he? Okay. All right, I'll tell you guys later. I will check out that channel, Eric. I will go look for him. I'll look for him. I'll give that a shot. I'll give it a shot. I'll look it up. All right, so I appreciate everybody being in here. I really, really, really do. And I guess that's about it for this one. So yes, I'm ending the live stream, guys. I'll see you guys later. Now, it was funny. It was funny. One day I ended my live stream. I ended it abruptly. I was like, good night, everybody, and shut it off. Next thing I know, I get text messages from Lady Di. She's like, what happened? Your stream is still on. You dropped. She didn't realize I ended the stream because I did it so abruptly. So now I'm making it a point so people who are listening know that the stream is going down. Because she didn't realize that I ended it the way I ended it. She had no clue that I did it that way. So, anyways, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, this is the end. My only friend, the end.